What is going on, everybody? I mean it this time. I'm actually going to start technical difficulties and whatnot. Let's do this. Happy Friday. Congratulations on getting through a week. As usual, the channel is chasing geekdom. Normally, as I've pointed out many a times, I'm out in the world covering comic conventions and theme parks and race events like the Star Wars Half Marathon and so on. But right now we can't do those things. Theme parks, sort of, maybe, if I felt like going on an airplane, which I do not. So instead I'll talk about the same things that I would if I was out at those events. Aside from the coverage itself, I like to, wax on about geeky things. And now I'll just do so with, the Dark Knight dancing behind me instead. I do like to point these things out, but I can give you a quick view into what I'm normally doing with this trailer. It's only 1 minute and 30 seconds long, so stick around. And there it is. That's what I'm usually doing. It's kind of, I love this, don't get me wrong. But, I would like to be out in the world doing the things. I like meeting anonymous crowds. Yeah. Big crowds around exciting things that I'm solo or in a small group around that I don't know a lot of people, anything socially, because that freaks me out a little bit. But as I usually been doing here the last month or so, something called Brunch Madness. So I've been going through all of my favorite TV shows and films, and one by one choosing who I think my most desired hungover brunch guest would be. From that cast of characters. And setting up a NCAA style kind of Sweet 16 bracket. I've already got one filled out. And before I put the actual characters from different shows against each other, I want to set up another bracket of 16. I did one Wednesday. I don't remember what it was, but it's written down somewhere, so yeah. It's gone. It's written down though, so that's good. So we're going to be on number 2 of this 16 bracket, and today we're going to be doing characters from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the film by Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright directed it, so he doesn't get to be in the competition, but I'm sure he'd be a good hungover brunch guest. You know normally what I'll do, and I'll do that right now. I will do my first round and kind of lay the groundwork of what the rules are. There's 3 main criteria that I'm looking for as I go through each of these cast members. And let's go into IMDb here real quick. It's a big cast, and so I'm trying to stay with the main people Scott needs to fight, exes of Scott's as well, the band, like the main people, you know what I'm talking about. Because I'll be here until tomorrow morning if I try to do everyone like Como and all that stuff. So I don't think I'll be doing that, but I'll be able to give my spiel here in a moment. So, things I'm looking for on a hungover brunch guest. By the way, there's a cool, I think it's right there, the Black Panther, kind of a tribute there. I think it was kind of a planned part of the thing, because over here you have Ant-Man or Ant-Man and other things, but it's pretty cool. I'll check it out later. So number one, what I'm looking for in a hungover brunch guest, energy level. You know, not too hyperactive like a Peter Parker, not too catatonic. You know, I usually use the example of Kate from Lost. You would imagine that she's just had such a jacked up life that if she tied one on the night before, the next day it might be a little worried, like checking in, like, are you okay? You know, don't want that. Somewhere in the middle there. Also, someone who would be interested in a conversation like this, where there's enough to connect on in pop culture to have some sort of silly debate like this, but I do it for a reason. And I do them after work, or I do this kind of thing, these kind of conversations if I am hungover or if I'm just tired. Basically, if my brain isn't in a great space to take advantage of the day. And I'll put my mind to something like this, on something that I love, you know, talking about, yeah, let's go check out that little statue. And have this kind of silly, you know, debate, conversation, that kind of thing, just to kind of push my mind into a more creative, happier, better state so that I can take advantage of the rest of the day. You know, I don't want, even if it's after work, I only have a few hours to go to bed because I have to work the next day, I still want to take advantage of the rest of the day because that's mine. You know, I want to make sure that it's productive, and then I put my stamp on that day. So that's why I kind of put my mind into, you know, things like this. And so ideally it would be someone that, one, would be able to, of course, contribute to this type of thing. They'd be interested in it. But also I think the gravy would be, see, let's go hang out and see. It's the Bifrost that I have behind me there. Yeah. That is beautiful. Oh, I should have got... Oh well, I can get it here. At least I can arm myself. Let's see what else we got around here. The design of this stuff. I love that they brought the music in. That is so cool. Let's see what else I can... Oh, I love it. That's so cool. Alright. So, yeah, so someone who is, one, energy levels right, would be interested in the conversation, would have something to contribute, and also, I think, oh, let's see, a rift, thank you very much, I will take one. Let's relocate. Slide on into that bad boy. Number 3, someone who'd be good to... Where's the map? Let's head out over there. Good to the service. folks, that would be genuinely gracious and grateful and kind and all that kind of stuff. Because that's, oops, why? You're gonna waste your, okay, cool. I'm just passing through and homie wanted to waste his bullets. Let's take a look. There we go. Someone who would be that, kind and everything, because I want someone to be an ambassador in that way for me, because as much as I would want to be, like, on. Hey, sup? Thanks for hanging out. Take note of the title of this stream. So if you're looking for skills, you're in the wrong place. And if you have any contributions to who you think from the characters in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World would be the best hungover brunch guest, please let me know. My day's good, thank you. Thirdly, it would be someone who would be good to the wait staff. Oh, I think my goddaughter wants to play, but let me get through this round real quick, and I'll pop back over there and see. Ugh. And I'm a terrible teammate, but so someone who could be good to the wait staff. And the gravy on that would be if they would be able to take the wheel in that interaction, just because, again, I don't know that I would be in that state. I wouldn't trust myself to be able to be as good and kind, overtly to them in that way. And if I didn't have someone there to kind of take the wheel, and I did come across as less than overly gracious, I'd feel guilty. So it would be nice to have someone there that could take that off my shoulders. But anyways, so those are the three main things that I'm looking for. And so I'll go through the cast from kind of the smaller characters to the main cast and take them through that little gauntlet, and then there'll be a finals. Whoever's I usually try to have 4 or 5 in the finals, just to kind of put them up against each other there, and then from there we'll see who wins, who I think would be the most ideal hungover brunch guest from the cast today of Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And just as a reminder, it's Brunch Madness. Yes, I'm proud of my little graphics. I appreciate you coming by. Thank you. I'm on a mission, though, so if I ramble on and don't pay attention too much to the chat, please don't be offended. I get sidetracked really easily. You can ask anyone who knows me. So we can jump into the cast. Usually I'm slower at rambling off the criteria there, so wait, is that stupid corner thing? Let me sketch. Confession. This is Fortnite related before I jump into the competition here. I can't stand the overpowered Doom hands. So if you play the game, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's cool. There is a weapon, it's marble themed, in the game right now, and on one player per... There's only one set of them per round. So they are so overpowered, they give the player who has them the ability to fly and basically just annihilate everyone. And it's just, if you even turn slightly competitive, you set yourself any kind of goals when it comes to I want to get so many wins. You got to get a feel for the season and the new weapons and that kind of thing and whatever. Then you can kind of set goals and be like, okay, I think I'll grab, I don't even know how many I would get in a season, but But as soon as you start thinking like that in any competitive way, and then you see it's hard to take this game seriously at that point because it's consistently uneven in one way or another. They can never really get it fully together. Like last season, it was the Marauders. The Marauders didn't give an advantage to any one player. They just took out too many like non-player characters, clearing out players that should be fighting each other. That's the thing. That's the beef that I had with last season. I could not handle that. And I'm so glad they're gone. And now they have, of course, these droids, but the other player has to hack them first, and that's enough of a task for me to not really worry about that. That's fine. That's because there are a bunch of groups of them, but these Doom Hands gives the player the ability to like fly and obliterate stuff, and there's only one set of them, and there really aren't any weapons to match them, so you can't really. Who's that? Where are you at? Right here? Right. Anyone? My first fight? I'm ready. I'm terrible at this game. Don't run away. I want to fight. So I'm like a sure thing. Where are you? I told you. I'm terrible at this. Bessie Bear. At least you have like an actual gamer tag. That's nice. It's not like Steve742534 Let's ready up. So anyways, yeah, my beef is with these Doom Hands. What I've been doing is finding the person, and when I come across them, it's usually when you're in like the top 5, because they always inevitably get to the end because they're so overpowered. I've been taking them out when I can, and then taking the weapons and then not using them. Just taking them out of the equation for the rest of that match. And someone told me, you should take them and then like hide them somewhere. So then like when you get eliminated, nobody finds them, which is a good idea. I'm going to try to start doing that too. But today I did the thing where I took the player out that had him, and I stashed him away in my little inventory, and it was down to me and one player, I should say. And I had the scoped rifle, which I'm not that good at yet. And I tried because I want to get better, and I tried, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to win with that. And I thought I was moving to the regular assault rifle. I thought I went in the right direction. So I'm like, I'll hit the button and then just fire. And then I hit the wrong button and I fired, and I took him out and won with the stupid Doom Hands. I felt so guilty. I wish I could like send them V-Bucks or something. I felt bad. So that's my confession of the day. But yeah, I've been trying to take out, and I think that they're going to introduce more and more of those, because as like Iron Man and everybody shows up, I think. Which, I'm going to play some Rogue Company here and there too, because I think I like brawling. Yeah, I do enjoy the themes of all this if you look at the things that I usually cover, but I do like the brawl. So like, I don't build much. I just like to duke it out with kind of the regular normal weapons, and then get better at aiming and stuff. Anyways, so let's jump in. Scott Pilgrim. Who's the first person we're going to look at? I'm just going to go backwards through IMDb. We're going to start with one of my favorite characters, Todd Ingram, played by Brandon Routh. Number 2, you notice the characters, or was he 3? Oh goodness, I don't even remember. The characters, though, that as Scott moved through. Also, yes, I let everybody take each other out while I ramble on about this, because it's like multitasking is hard. You notice all of these characters, these exes that Scott fights of Ramona's, they all have numbers associated with them, and it's like the number as he goes through each of them. I think he was one. One was Matthew Patel. 2 was Chris Evans' guy, and I think Todd Ingram was 3. And so you see these numbers like on his shirt or on Chris Evans' character's car, that kind of thing. But I digress. Todd Ingram. Let's look at this guy. He was a turd. Definitely a turd. That was Envy's new boyfriend, bass player of the band. Where am I headed here? Where can I find some stuff and things to fight with? about? Yeah, let's go over here. I mean, he's going to be a no, but I have to show my work because he played that role so well. Some of my favorite lines that it's worth talking about him a little bit. Show why he's a big fat no. Energy level wise, yeah, I think well, the vegan thing, and he was such a turd about it too, because he was all like talking about how being a vegan gives you superpowers. And that's why he was so strong and like had was able to like float, and the hits got so hard that he flew into the sky and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't be. Maybe he'd be like just too on it, too energetic, too healthy, too whatever, to be in the right state of mind the next day. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. I mean, it's a big no just because he's such a in general kind of turdy guy. But I think that whole vegan power thing, because he only loses those powers at the end of his life, would have made him a little bit of a question mark on the energy level, even alone. And usually that's like the easiest thing to get, in this little silly competition of mine. I love this Tony Stark built basically a Bifrost. That's my theory on this thing. Is like he doesn't want Galactus to be able to use whatever, like the Bifrost. Like I guess that's what he was traveling on with Thor in the comic that came before the season. So they've got this like Tony Stark built burner phone Bifrost kind of thing. Anyways, all right, let's go fight too. I like to try and fight and talk about this stuff at the same time. It's a little experiment. That's a trip. You gotta hand it to them though. It's like the ideas and the artwork in this game are just breathtaking. I love it. That's why I don't build much, because I want to look at this world more than I want to look at hunks of wood, because I don't really super care about winning that much. Anyways, Todd Ingram. What else? Let's see. Second one, would he be good to the waitstaff? Nope. He's a rock star. He's incorrigible, as he says, or she says, and then he doesn't actually even know the meaning of the word. So, he'd hit a girl. When he hit knives. It's like, oh, little girl, I'm a rock star. So no, he wouldn't be really good to the waitstaff. When he punched the highlights out of her hair. Just one of the, I think, coolest lines in that film. Punch the highlights out of her hair. So, no. Would he be interested in a conversation like this? Maybe, but I think I'm staying away from that Doom nonsense. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I dig it. Oh, why not? Let's go see if we can mix it up over here. So, Todd, I'm sorry, but every time I think about him in that role, I want to watch that movie. So that says something about a performance. It's like, he's horrible. The character is horrible, but the performance playing that character was just so great. Alright, so I'm slightly incognito. Where can I go? Someone's clearly been here. So who's next? Hey, trying to talk about Scott. Who did that? Who wants to fight? Who's next? Roxy Richter. Yes, Mae Whitman is a fantastic actor. I love her. You gotta hand it to the casting director for that film, because there wasn't a weak link. Everybody that introduction that she had. Does that seriously? That is hilarious. They gave emotes. Whatever. This game is so weird. That's why I love it. Let's go with you. Roxy. I loved her in Parenthood. That was a great TV show. But she shows up as one of Ramona's exes. Because that throughout the film, Scott's like ex-boyfriends, and then she corrects him exes, but he never asks her why, or it never dawns on him why. She's like, exes, not ex-boyfriends. It's like, both. It's both. It's in here. Just a little loungy area. Okay. Cool. It's a really good thing that it was behind a locked door. Anywho, let's go outside and fight someone. But Roxy, that introduction of hers, it just comes out of nowhere too. When he's just chilling, walking through the alleyway, and again, with the nod to the exes, they used a lot of symbolism in that film. She buzzes his head a couple times, and then he finally punches her in an area. And he sounds. Who from Star Wars do these guys sound like? Greedo, right? Yeah. Sounds like Greedo. Jabba, Waninchiko. Yeah. Yep. What's this bad boy? Okay. Let's go fight. Where is everybody? Hello. So yeah, Roxy Victor. So she shows up. I love that intro. And he chickens out. And then they end up having that excellent fight. 2 fights in one at that party because Ramona tries to kind of take over the fight. And they have their brawl, and then she ends up Ramona uses, basically is like a puppeteer because Scott doesn't want to actually do the physical, like making the decisions of hitting and kicking the girl. So like Ramona basically puppeteers. I love that. Anyways, I could just go on and on about how I love this movie, but I have goals here. So Roxy and this criteria. Roxy would be the right energy level the next day. Yeah, I think she seems like someone who would be right in the kind of the middle of that range. That's my favorite gun. Oh, give me it back. So yeah, I think Roxy would be. I'm not a fan of the charge guns. So yeah, I think she would certainly be the right energy level. Would she be kind to the waitstaff? Probably not. She's kind of a spaz. Where are you? There you are. Oof, that was close. There was a point where I was winning, it seemed like too much. And then suddenly, I'll take this. No. Give me that. Where did I put down? I'll take that. Let's go hang out here for a second. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, everybody was better than me. And I was like, so I guess an algorithm or something caught up with me. That was an eye-opener. It seems like it's happening again. Because it's not like I was winning a lot, but I feel like I was getting a lot more. Should probably go get that Slurpee down here if it's... Wasn't that one? Yes. Because it feels like I'm coming up against people who are like much better shots than I am. Which isn't that hard to do, but it's good though. It keeps me on my toes. Let's go fight some more people. shall we? Roxy, I don't know. I don't think so. I think she's an angsty gal, and I think that would keep the wait staff kind of on edge. You know, Scott asked her some pretty. She was there to fight, sure. There's that, but he asked her some pretty basic, benign questions when she said something to him. She said, what sounded like maybe a quote, when she was saying something. And he's like, "What's that from?" "From my brain!" Like she was very reactionary. Again, no, she was there to fight, so maybe she was already just kind of, yep, there are the hands. There's the doom weapons. Son of a biscuit. And is that a sniper? Who's sniping me? Close the gap, close the gap, close the gap. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You in here? Let's fight. I need some help real soon. Give me that. Yeah. So, yeah, she'd be a little intense, I think. She's just very reactionary. And because of that, yeah, I think we'll have to... I can't get in there, can I? Where are they coming? Here? Nope. Here? They're upstairs, aren't they? Man, I got some real chunks taken out of me early. Come on down here. Okay. See, we're down to the last 5, and inevitably, here's the guy with the friggin' doom hands. Alright. Let's see if I can catch him off guard. So I think, yeah, Roxy's going to have to be out. I don't think she'd be even humor this kind of conversation anyways, but I think it's just really that angsty kind of reactionary personality that would have to eliminate her, just because the waitstaff would just be on edge and I'd have to take over, and I'm not down with that, so sorry, Roxy. Ooh, someone has one of these guns. This cast in a weird order on here. I should probably just throw in the towel and see what happens. Let's do this. Come on, Doom Hands. Just put me out of my misery. Oh wait, maybe I'll be able to get some fresh thingies. What do I want? What do I want? Ooh, I do like this gun. Let's see what I can do with that. Oh, I should do that. Right out in the middle of nowhere. Oh my gosh. 3, 2, 1. So if I'm going by IMDb order here, there's 4 left. Is everyone? We have to go to Envy Adams right now. Brie Larson as Envy Adams, this is one of the coolest performances, one of my favorite performances of all time. Because there's some places in this role where she finds something so cool and specific to do with just dialect and even just her breath in the way she's delivering these lines. Because where are they at? Alright, there's 3 of us left. I want to take someone out with this gun. I really like this gun. In any other season, this gun would be looked at as like being overpowered. But out with this stupid Doom stuff, which I haven't heard in a minute, so maybe they're gone. So Envy, yeah, Envy's, she's just amazing, and that song that they sing. What was the name of the band? I don't remember, but it's actually a metric song that they cover. Where are you? There you are. Oh, the Doom stuff is there, so at least they didn't pick it up. That's good. Maybe it's someone else who wants to play. Where are they? Hello? Oh, they're gonna sneak attack me. Where are you, buddy? This is a trip. This happened to me one round yesterday, and they were hiding somewhere, and then they ended up letting the storm get them. Like, they were in this building, like that corner of the building over there. It's just about to get consumed, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna come out any second. They're gonna come out any second. They're gonna. Oh, nope. And then I won. That was gross. I did not like winning like that. Where is this person? Come on, buddy. And I'm not going to pick up the Doom stuff. So Envy. So yeah, she actually sang that song. It's a cover of a metric song, and I thought that was awesome as well. But let's look at Envy. What's my strategy here? Energy level wise, yeah, I mean, she's kind of a rock star, so. Where are you, dude? This is so weird. Energy level wise, yeah, she's, you know, she's in the right stage of life, I guess, or whatever, and is a rock star, so I think is out late. Even if she hasn't drank a lot, I'm sure she's tired from being a rock star and whatnot. And would you be interested in a conversation like this? Yeah, I think her roots, you know, she dated Scott, so I think it's there. And then he hit her with that Natalie. She's like, Natalie, no one calls me that anymore. So I think she might come back round, but would she be good to the wait staff? No, I don't think so, because I think she's kind of gross. I mean, she's a rock star, and is obviously very full of herself. So where on earth is this person? Are they waiting down there? Do I have the high ground? Do I get to... Do they exist? Did I already win? Like, what is happening here? This is so weird. Oh, they must be like down in this corner here. I kind of want to win by shooting someone and not like from the storm and stuff. But alas, I'm gonna go here. Come on, dude, let's fight. Oh, son of a... Oh, they're down there. Should I? Yeah, let's do it. There we go. I mean, I didn't take out a lot of people, but I got to use that gun and get the person with the hands. They were... If you have those weapons, why hide? Seriously, let's ready up. And while we do, I'm going to talk about Brie Larson more. Envy Adams. I don't think she'd be good for the wait staff. I think she's... Most of what we see of her is in her kind of full of herself rock starness. So no, I don't know. I think we'll have to rule her out. I I could go on about her and this movie a whole lot. Um, I'll stay on task here, but there is another stream that's on YouTube, um, and it's just all about me just talking about that movie. So if you want to hear about me go on and on and on about the movie, believe me, it's a lot more than I'm doing right now. You can go check that out. Chasing Geekdom, YouTube. But we'll move on because she's out. We won't talk about Crash, even though I love Crash and the Boys and I love that song and that scene, but I won't talk about it too much because we'll be here for 7 hours. Believe it or not, as if you look at all of what I'm usually covering comic conventions and loving my Marvel and all that stuff, you would think that my favorite Chris Evans role is Captain America. It is not. Like my favorite Brie Larson role isn't Captain Marvel, it's N.B. Adams and Scott Pilgrim. And similar to that, my favorite Chris Evans role ever is Lucas Lee in this movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. There's just something about it. It's just such a scumbag, but in such a great way, and it's so unique to. Was it that Edgar Wright mentioned that auditioned for that role, and it was just such a different take. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up, but anyways, that Lucas Lee, Chris Evans as Lucas Lee is amazing, and he was somewhat modeled after just the idea of him. I don't think Jason Lee is actually like a scumbag like him, but he's modeled after him in the way in the sense that he's an actor. He's a skater that became an actor, a professional skateboarder. Is Jason Lee? My Name Is Earl, and he was in like Kevin Smith's films like Mallrats and stuff. He was a professional skateboarder before he was an actor. And so there was kind of like a loosely based kind of idea of him on Jason Lee. And there was another bit pulled from Edgar Wright's life when Culkin's character is Wyatt. Right? What's his name again? I should know this. I love this movie so much, but I have post-work mush brain. Where is he? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Wallace. Sorry. Where am I? There we go. There's a lot of people in this movie. So, the part where Wallace comes up and he's like, "Hey, big fan." And then Lucas Lee says, "Why wouldn't you be?" That was actually something that happened to Edgar Wright, the director, Edgar Wright. He said it was that he was at some event. Oh, right, they randomized the drops, didn't they? Okay. He didn't say where. I don't know if it was in the UK or if it was here in the States, but it's a very American thing to say, as far as like when it comes to celebrities and whatnot. It doesn't seem very English, so my guess is it was like an American celebrity actor or someone, because Edgar Wright was at something and he went up to them and said, "Hey, I'm a big fan," and they said that very thing. Why wouldn't you be? Okay. So they gave that line to him. Chris Evans as Lucas Lee. I love him in that role. Anyways, let's look at him against this criteria that I have here. Energy level. Yeah. Because he does mention, because I was thinking like maybe he's too in shape or healthy or whatever, but he does talk about going and getting blazed back in my Winnie. So, not that that's unhealthy, but so yeah, I'm gonna assume he'd be in the right like energy level the next day. Would he be interested in a conversation like this if it was about his own movies? Yeah, it definitely seems like Ramona dated a lot of very self-involved people before she met Scott. All right, let's get some of this on. Yeah, I think so for sure. Um, so I think, yeah, he would be kind of self-involved, but I don't know that. I think he might be expecting. Oops, I want that, don't I? Expecting them to be kind of very impressed by him. And he'd probably expect more from him than I would expect. He would expect more from them than I would expect of him to give to them. It makes sense in my head, what I'm saying. I think he's used to being kind of fawned over, but catered to. That's the word I'm looking for. Because of that, I mean, we knew it was going to be a no, but I think that's why it's a no. Oh, sorry, Lucas Lee. But surprise, surprise, you're not going to be my choice for a hungover brunch guest from the characters of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. We can move on. This is a big cast. And we won't use Partygoer or Morny, Cassandra or Como or Officer Scott. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry, random other person. Matthew Patel. Look at that. We're making progress here. So Matthew Patel's the first person Scott ends up fighting. After. Okay, so you got Quinjet over there. Wait a minute. Did I not just seriously see a rift and now is it seriously gone? Turn my back for like a freaking second. Oh no, there it is. That's me losing my keys. I don't really want to do that. Let's just go. Matthew Patel, so he writes Scott that email that he skims. You know, he's a little that shows up and everyone's like, what in the actual what is going on? So Matthew Patel, let's have a look. Actually, first. There we go. I know I can make Batman dance without it, but it's funny. Energy level wise, Matthew, sure. On a basic level, I think, yeah, he'd be in the middle range the next day after time went on the day before. Would he be interested in a conversation like this? It's hard to say. You don't get much of him, really. What does Ramona remember about him? She basically just goes through how, like, they fought all of the people that wanted to date her. They fought for hours, I think. Yeah, because she says we fought for hours. Something scrapped and fought for hours. Nothing can beat his mystical powers. And then that's when, like, he's like, what? His what? And then he goes to this whole spiel. So that doesn't really tell us much, really. I don't know. Give me that. So it's hard to say, but when it comes to the waitstaff, he just seemed... There's a lot of sass on that one. He got very easily offended when they brought up his outfit. Scott had a way of kind of passively undermining. It seems benign, but I think he means to kind of throw a dig masked as genuine curiosity. He's like, the guy's like, what's with his outfit? And he's like, yeah, what's with your, so it seems not aggressive, but it is passive aggressive. There it is. He's like, "Are you a pirate? Pirates are in this year." He's very reactionary, kind of like Roxy. Again, he's there to fight, but still, I think I'll have to go with. I like blowing these things up. That's fun. Just don't catch on fire, Batman. I'm curious to see if there is anyone that he ended up fighting that I would put in the finals, but so far, no. Do I care? I already won one, so I don't really care about carrying around a bunch of medical stuff. So we're going to say no to Matthew Patel. Knives? Chow. She's in high school. No, she's too young. I don't even have to show my work there. She's going to be kind of Peter Parker about everything. She even kind of shows that kind of overly ambitious, side of her a lot. That's kind of one of the main parts of her character when she was, geeking out over the band. And then she had just discovered she didn't even know that there was good music until 2 months before the events of this movie took place, so there wouldn't be much to talk about. So sorry, Knives. Actress did a great job in that role, but no. Young Neil, he's out of high school? I think so. Yeah, because I think Knives was the only high schooler in there. He was mellow already. Just normal Neil. It's normal. Chill. Should I? Wait, someone already get it? Or what? Where are we at here? Yeah. Alright. I really want to go for a swim, but that's always a spot over there that I get kind of. See you. What are you doing? The flopping around looks so silly from far away. No. I'm gonna close the gap. 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 There you go. Anywho, what was I saying? So young Neil, he would be the right energy level the next day, I think. So he's younger, but you could tell in these scenes he just has such a nice but flat vibe. That makes sense. Makes sense in my brain. Would he be interested in this conversation? Yes, I think he'd have at least something to contribute. I think that friend group had a thing about really connecting. They did like to hang and talk, and they were. I see you. You're not sneaky. All right. Which was nice. I mean, he had his little gaming console. It wasn't a Game Boy. I don't think it was something else that I did recognize, but I don't remember. 2 cars. Fantastic. All right, let's let them get out for a minute while I figure out stuff about Yo-Yo. But I think the gaming thing is good, actually, just because. Let's see if we can get out. Come on, buddy. Get out of your stupid car and fight me. So yeah, I think he'd be into the conversation. I think he'd have a lot to contribute, whether or not he'd understand the. All right, let's stick with what I know. What I'm good at. Um, whether or not he'd get to like idea behind the thought experiment itself would remain to be scoped. Yeah, let's take it. I kind of just want to stay out in the middle and let people come to me here. Where's everybody? Would he be good to the waitstaff? I think he had a genuine kindness to him. I mean, we can assume we're in Canada, right? Just for this brunch, just because. There's a couple of them. Where is that? His old little Honda Civic. This is a little joyride in like what's basically the car that I drove in high school. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, you're just shooting a rock, aren't you? There we go. I kind of like this gun. Oh. Oh my goodness. How many are left? 4. Okay. I did see someone go that way. Oh, there they are. Where are you, buddy? You got 2 people in your sights, don't you? Who's shooting at him? I should take them out. So young Neil, I think yeah, he's got a kindness to him. There's 4 of us left. Where is everyone? Over there? Over there? So I think yeah, you'd be good to them. I don't know whether or not he'd got you. Now I gotta deal with Captain Builds a lot over here. Where are you? Where are you? Oh. Where are you? I don't see you. Oh, you're up there. Okay. You're gonna have the doom hands. They are, aren't they? Oh, they got me good. That's the one thing I don't do well against is people who build good and like keep moving around and all that. I'm gonna put Neil on the list because I'm going through this way too slowly. Good job, Groot and Baby Groot. Neil. All right, who's next? Gideon. Gideon's obviously a no, but I'll show my work. Would Gideon be in the right state of mind the next day? Yes. I think he would be. Just base level. He's in the entertainment industry. He's gonna have a drink here and there. He's gonna have it under control. Next day he'll be fine. Would he be interested in this conversation? Probably. I mean, we'd probably find common ground as well. Music-wise, but I'm thinking this is all character-driven, but I guess we could probably assume that there will be common ground there to be able to find, to be able to have a debate, find a show or a movie or something to do this thought experiment in. He would probably be the guy who would try to win like it's a debate to win, like the Jeff Winger from Community kind of thing. Want to kind of arrogantly show off what he knows, and he'll probably name drop. He'd probably bring up something that like, oh yeah, I totally worked with them on such and such. Would he be good to the staff? They can try to put on a show for a minute that looks like it in some way, but I think his true self would end up coming out. Yeah, I think he's in a place in his life, kind of like Envy, where he's just so used to, people catering and that kind of thing. And Lucas Lee, so no. We know it's a no because he's a turd. But I think, honestly, mostly it has to do with the idea that he'd think it's a debate to win. I haven't been down here yet today. I like to visit this the lone the last little homie that lives up here. Henchman, that's the word I'm looking for. Because he's so sad and alone, and he's camping. He's literally camping up here. So let's go visit him and shoot him, shall we? He's just so sad. So no to Gideon. Where is he at? Oh yeah, he's just sitting in his chair. You see me? Buddy. No, look at him and his little sadness. Anywho. So who's next after Gideon? So we'll move on. We've got Ramona. This is such a weird order to this list. Ramona Flowers. Ramona's cool. She's someone like, before I even look at this criteria of whatever, she's someone that I would hang out with. Like, I would want to be friends with Ramona. She reminds me of my friends in high school. That was a long time ago. And so yeah, she's cool. So let's look at the criteria though. Energy level wise, obviously, she's cool. She would have the right mindset the next day. Would she be interested in this conversation? Ooh, that's tough. She doesn't have much of a tolerance for silliness. Maybe it's wackiness. There's a difference. Because, what did her and Scott talk about? Little bits. They talked about relationships a lot. What else did they talk about? Tea. She liked tea. She does strike me, though, as someone who would have a lot of reference points that we could connect on. Pop culture wise, she does seem like she's a creative, right? She surrounds herself with them, so I would imagine it's because their mindset appeals to her, and creatives do like to engage in this kind of thing. At least I know I do, and that other creatives that I know would as well. Let's go fight some. Anyways, I think so. I think because I would be in a state as well. I'd be chill and it'd be very relaxed, and I think she would be into it. We'll have to, talk to Edgar Wright to see if I'm correct on that, but I don't know that he's available to me to speak to. So, would she be good to the wait staff? Yes. I think that she has was doing okay with that earlier, wasn't I? I don't know if it's the same one, but yeah, why not? CQB, Close Quarter Combat. It's a great episode of The Expanse, by the way. CQB, it's in the first season. Who's doing the shoot? Hello? I'm interested. Come on. Yeah, CQB. I mean, watch the first few episodes as well, just because you don't want to, like, jump in that episode, but still, CQB. Remember that. They'll thank me. Oh, you're over there. Oh, look, I get to try this thing. I should close the gap, huh? There we go. Getting a little bit better at that one. That's pretty good. The joys of an act. Anyways. So Ramona, what was that? Which part was I at with Ramona? Paid staff. Yeah, I think she'd be good to them. I don't know about overtly like sweet or whatever, because it's not really her jam. But yeah, I think that she's gonna be someone who's like, yeah, we should appreciate the, you know, like right now she'd be the one being like, yeah, we gotta show appreciation for like the frontline people, for the nurses and all that kind of stuff that are dealing with COVID and all that. So yeah, I think in that aspect, in that spirit, she'd be good to them. So we'll put Ramona on the list, and then we can reevaluate. Where is this going to be? I'm headed where? Let's flop down over there. So yeah, let's see. Can I run and put her on the list at the same time? We'll find out. Stay tuned. Ramona. Who's after Ramona? Julie. Good old Aubrey Plaza. That's such a great character. Excuse me, do you carry the Clash at Demon Head? I don't know. Did you check the section marked the Clash at Demon Head? That's what the name of that band was. Okay. The one who had a job everywhere. So she's gonna be a no, but of course we have to show her work. Energy level wise, of course she's gonna be in the right place. You know, she's not hyperactive. She's not gonna be comatose. Morose, however, perhaps. She's so sullen that I wonder if being hungover would take her too far into the other side. Could be. And would she be good to the wait staff? You know, she may be, because, I mean, she's... You know what? I know what type. I think I have her type. Which used to be kind of like me. Where, back in the day, when I first started working, a long time ago, working in retail, we had kind of a high expectation as far as service was concerned in the place that I worked, and we got fairly great at it. So when I would go places, and I worked in clothing retail, so it was like outdoor, kind of like an REI, but not REI. And we had a high standards for merchandising and all this stuff. So when I would go to other stores, my expectation for service was high, because I'm like, I know what good service is. And I'd also kind of look around and be like, you fold your sweaters like that? You know? Like, oh, I don't God, you used a face out instead of closet style with the thing, and you could have shown more colors and sizes. I don't do it anymore, but I think Julie would be that. She'd go somewhere and be like, yeah, I'm in the service industry too, great. Like, I know how it's done. You're not doing it right. And have that kind of snooty expectation. So I think that's going to be the reason why it's a no. And I think she would just have, obviously, like, not so great things to say. Which, I haven't heard the doom hands yet. In this round, at least. What's going on over here? Let's go. So Julie, no. Great job, Aubrey Plaza, but again, we knew that was going to be a no, but now we know why. It has to be articulated. Yeah, let's go that way. Who's next? Kim. Another one of Scott's exes, the drummer. Describe her. She's sour. All our shows are secret shows. She's awesome. Yeah, Alison Pill. Oh my God! Recently she's had a couple roles like that one. I don't know if you've seen Devs. If you haven't seen Devs, holy cow, she is incredible in that. It's the other one. Oh, the Star Trek card. Just two very vastly different roles that she just absolutely crushes. Maybe we got 10 left. Okay. Wish I could sit on these little benches. That's what I'd be doing if I was there. Just pop in a squad. I'd be like reading whose name it's been dedicated to. Like, oh, this such and such, they were together for 70 million years and they used to sit here. I like that stuff. Anyway. Kim. Energy level wise, sure, she'd be fine. Would she be interested in this conversation? She seems to be around her friend group in that band seem to be people that would engage in this. So kind of like, I feel like I'm on like a little hike. Because they're all hanging out and in there everybody's like fighting each other for the doom weapons. I'm just going to be here in the middle of the game saying, please fight me, excuse me. Yeah, so I think she would. And I'm sure that we'd find common ground. It's easy for me to find common ground amongst character-driven shows and movies. It's my taste, pretty wide spectrum. Would she be good to the wait staff? I don't know about overtly. I think it's like she wouldn't be rude. And I think there would be politeness, yes, but I don't know if it's going to be overly like she's going to go an extra mile. Would she be able to take those interactions off of my hands? There's 3 left. Where in the heck and stuff is everyone? Come into nature and fight me, please. I don't know. I don't know that there's anything that's ruling her out, but nothing that's really jumping out. Where are they at? Yeah, they're all over there, aren't they? Alright, I'll go fight some people. Let's get stuff first and then go fight some people. Oh, here they come. I heard it real good. There Energy level, yeah, good to the thing, but yeah, just kind of basic though, as far as all of them. Satisfied with what I have here. Oh, there's only 2 of us left. Make myself a target. Go after this thing. There we go. Anything good? Anything good? Yeah. Let's take that. Whoa, that was a bad idea. Yep. Oh, they've got one of those things. Ah, son of a... Ooh. They had one of those little Stark Industries things. We're good with that too. I don't know. Kim's overall, I think energy level, we can circle back to that because she's bitter. Yeah, I think it's hard to say if it's because of Scott still, but it's right there on the surface. So I think, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to say no on Kim. Okay, down to 3 more. Stacy, Scott's sister, who's Anna Kendrick, and she's great. Small role, 3rd person build on IMDb. That's weird. Is that Ramona? Like, okay. She's kind of a spaz, so energy level is already a bit of a question mark. She's a little all over the place. Is it big sister or younger sister? I can't remember. No, she calls him little brother. That one scene. But she just yeah, energy level wise is a big question mark just because of the fact that she's always so, yeah, not bubbly. It's a better word for bubbly, and between you'd mash bubbly and edgy together. It's not angsty, it's not angry, it's just, I know what I mean. Put bubbly and spastic together a little bit. That was kind of Stacy's vibe. Would she be good to the waist stab? Yes, I think she'd be the one, unlike Julie, where she'd be like, oh yeah, I do this, I appreciate your help. Would kind of go that extra mile and take those interactions off my plate, but I think still too much energy. But she'd be interested in this conversation. She seems like more of a reality show gal than character-driven stuff. Although, I think everyone has something they like from the characters in it, and I'm sure she's probably a fan of like Friends, How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, we could talk about that for sure. But where am I? There. Let's go. I don't care about Doom's Domain anymore. Let's go to the beach. Where am I? So, yeah, we're gonna have to say no to Stacy because of that. She just, all of it is so high energy and meddlesome. But I have to distract her from that aspect. I would be a little concerned that there would be something like that going on too. Kind of like the loose cannon when it comes to the gossip and the meddling and all that stuff. Like, she jumped in and just really, with both Ramona and Knives there, was like, how do you know Scott? Like, just really a shit stirrer. And so no, we'll have to say no on Stacy, as much as I love that performance by Miss Kendrick. Every time I land here, it makes me think how much I want to go on a vacation. Someone's up here. Come through this door, please. Where you at? There we go. That was close. Goodness. Someone else wanted to go on a vacation today. Alright. I haven't used the pump shotgun yet this season. It's up here. Oh yeah, nose drop. Anyways, Stacy's out. We're down to Wallace. Start with Wallace. Such a just standing there reloading, both of us. That was embarrassing for both of us, really. I'm not gonna be able to. Dang it! Oof! Holy cow! People, just let me get my bearings here. I gotta get my health on real quick. Oh, Wallace Wells. What a fantastic performance, but I won't get too far into that because this is going on for days. Days and days. Alright. Energy level. Wallace is, of course. He's down. I mean, that whole bus in the door. Guess who's drunk? I love that scene. So yeah, energy level wise, I think yeah, he's gonna be in the right place. I do think you see him hungover. Yes, when Scott's shopping on Amazon, when he figures out that Ramona works there and does deliveries, and he wakes up from the day after being drunk, and he's like, I think that's kind of the right vibe that I'm looking for. When he's like, what's the website for Amazon.ca? It's Amazon.ca. Where'd you go, buddy? I saw you. That way? This way? That way? This way? I'm about to get shot in my ear. Are you behind this rock? No? Okay. Energy level wise, yeah, would he be good to the wait staff? I think so. He's very charming, that character. And yeah, so I think that he would be, and I think good to them, and also I think because of the charm, would be able to take those social interactions off my plate, be able to be like the ambassador for me, which is a big plus. And I mean, he talks about pop culture mostly. I mean, he talks about Lucas Lee because he's got a crush on him, but he was doing the Lucas Lee marathon. I would imagine he likes the genre as well. So of course, yeah, we'd be able to, even if it was, going through a Lucas Lee film or marathon or whatever and doing this kind of thing. I guess in our world it would be Jason Lee, but I think he'd be into it. I'm sure he's got other things that he's a fan of as well. So yeah, we can put Wallace on the list. Not much of a surprise. He definitely reminds me of a lot of my friends. that's the gun right there. I don't even care if I win this round. I just want to get a few eliminations with this bad boy. It's fun to shoot. So yeah, let's slap Wallace on the list. Mona, Neil, Wallace. Now Scott. Scott Pilgrim himself. It was such a... I didn't know the graphic novel. So when I heard Michael Cera was in like an action role, I was so confused. Because I just knew him from George Michael and Arrested Development. And then Superbad, right? That was the one with him and Jonah Hill. And, alright. But he does such a good job. And I love that in the action they blend it so well to where you can't really tell what's him, what's not him. But you can tell he jumped into it, some of it, which is cool. Energy level wise, yeah. I think Scott's gonna be in the right place, sure. Would he be good to the wait staff? I think so. Yeah, I mean he's very polite. So he's got that going for him. Where's everybody? Kind of like this little area here is always fun to spring a trap. I'm very intrigued to find out what's going to happen with this business. Would Scott be interested in this conversation? I think so. I think he'd be pretty low-key about it. Probably be able to connect over certain things. They don't really get into the things that they're into much in that movie. Other than... because he talks about his relationships a lot. And music. And this is not a... even if we could connect on, say, a band or something, it's not character-driven stuff, And that's what this is. It's about stories and films and characters. So yeah, we'll put Scott on the list, and because that'll give us 4 for the finals. Not begrudgingly, just he kind of gets on there. Scott. And now we have 4. 4. Yeah. And now we're in the finals. That's right. I'm going to take advantage of the little stupid little graphics that I made, okay? So I'll put 2 versus 2, and then we'll go the last 2 together. So let's see. We'll do... why not? We'll do Neil and Ramona against each other. Let's see. Energy level-wise. Both are going to be very similar in that sense. Because they're both very low-key already in their personalities. They're kind of the same age, aren't they? Or is she's supposed to be older than him? I don't know that matters, but energy level-wise, yeah, I think they're going to be similar. Maybe she might be a little bit more mellow just because she'll probably have had a little bit more, which is actually, I think, a good thing. We got 12 left. Let's go fight someone. I want to fight someone with this gun. Goodness to the waitstaff. Again, I think they're... There we go. Yeah, it is overpowered, but I think I'm okay with it in this season just because of the fact that the Doom hands are there. That's such a fun one to shoot. Alright, I think I want to try to get a little bit of juice on here real quick. Alright. Who's left? Oh, I love it so much. You had one too? Oh no, that's a sniper. That thing is amazing. I bet you probably hear more people complaining about it if those Doom weapons weren't in this game right now. That's another car. So energy level wise, pretty even. Goodness to the weight stat. I think she would understand. Like, why that you would be respecting the waitstaff and all that more than he would. He would just be kind by default or whatever. But who's doing that? Where you at? Oh, you have the weapons. They have the Doom hands. Told you like it. It's always someone at the end. I want to get you. Oh, there you are. Ah, did not kill him. Oh, that guy had, I was gunning for the wrong person. Oh well. Yeah, the waitstaff thing. I think she'd get it more, because she's. Does he work, Neil? I think he's still kind of. They don't show it, and I think because she's in the workforce and has had more life experience, she's moved from New York to Toronto and all that kind of stuff. I think she'd get it more and understand why. So it puts her in that advantage, and I think she's interested in this conversation. Both would have it. I can't assume that I would have any more common ground with either one of them. But again, I think life experience, she would, I think, understand the thought experiment a little bit more. But honestly, I think it's that waitstaff thing, the service staff where she'd get it. Not only would she be kind, but she would also know and have an awareness of there's just something. What was that? It's barely, slightly an edge, but it's an edge. So I think because of that. Ramona takes young Neil out of contention. So that's... Sorry, Neil. And right now, we're looking at Wallace and Scott. So they're roommates. I know where this is headed. I'm pretty sure I know where this is headed, but... energy level wise are going to be similar the next day. More evidence of that, I think, on Wallace. You actually see him drunk and then you see him the next morning. So there's actual confirmation, like in the film itself. So that's good. I think that's a bonus for Wallace. Interest in this conversation? Yep. And I think, again, evidence of Wallace. I think both are similar, but there's actual evidence of, Wallace being a fan of something. It's Lucas Lee, and yes, again, he had a crush on him, but his celebrity crush, but still. So I think slight advantage there, but I think the biggest advantage for Wallace, honestly, is that I think his charm, because it's kind of a default for him, it's just there, would take over those interactions from me with the service staff, like being that ambassador, because I'd not want to be accidentally not good enough, because I'd feel guilty later if I wasn't. I think I could definitely trust him to take over. Is it seriously already shooting at me? Oh man, you didn't hit the ground yet. Calm down. Go in here. Just let me get a gun, and then we can brawl. So, yeah, I think between Wallace and Scott, see why people fixate on these sharks, I will never understand. Like, you waste all of your ammo. Especially at the beginning of a match, I don't think that they're going to have much loot to give up. I'm just going to go. Anyways. It's a gun that I'm not familiar with. That person go. There's a lot of us over here. I did not do that, did I? I don't think I did. Whoa. I do not have firepower for this individual. Let's close the gap. Let's close the gap. Wait, no. Ah. Oof, I was not ready for that battle yet. Alright. So we are down. Scott's been eliminated from his own film competition. We are down to Ramona Flowers and Wallace Wells. Alright, so we're in the finals of this Brunch Madness Scott Pilgrim versus the World edition. Let's take a look. Energy level wise, they're going to be even. Again, slight edge going to Wallace only because there is on film in movie evidence of him having tied one on. Pretty good one even. And then the next morning being pretty much in the state that I'm thinking, where it's like, it's rough, but I think shake some of the cobwebs out and be in the right kind of state of mind. But I do think she'd be in that same place, but it's slight edge to him because we saw it in the film. Interest in this conversation. I think it's going to be pretty even. Both would get, the idea of the thought experiment, like why I do it, talk about this stuff so we can kind of take advantage of the rest of the day. Maybe her more than him. She seems like more of someone who wants to accomplish things, She did set out to move somewhere and start new, and it's quite a task in itself. You can't just fumble into those types of moves and things. So slight edge to her, I think, there as far as the buy-in or the thought experiment. But I think both there'd be common ground in it, and I think both of them would be into it. They wouldn't just humor it. They'd be like, okay, cool, let's talk about these things in that state of mind. Where do I want to go? Where have we not seen in this thing? Ant Manor. Let's go hang out at Ant Manor. The waitstaff. Again, I think it's close, but I'm thinking the edge goes to Wallace just because, like, yes, she's going to be kind, and I think and gets it, because she's also in the workforce and would very much respect those who, just workers in general, people who are out there in the workforce, earning a living, that kind of thing. It really struck me that this was at a doghouse. That's funny. But I don't know if that it would then son of a biscuit. Turn to. Alright, I need something to shoot that down with. How about. There we go. That worked. Let's go down into the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids room. But yeah, I think Wallace, though, I think that the whole energy level wise, just because we see the evidence on film, and then also I think just his kind of natural charm and everything is gonna take over those interactions for me, in a way that's gonna kind of create a pretty good vibe for the whole thing, and I would take that off of my plate. What do I want to run around with? Let's go. It's the first time I've ever found who I think is going to be the winner so early in a match. Actually timed it a little bit better, but I will finish this round, but in this version, today's episode, if you will, of Brunch Madness, Scott Pilgrim edition, we have decided that the most ideal hungover brunch guest for me from that cast of characters. Congratulations, Wallace Wells. I love my little graphics, you know it. Blueberry. That's a fun name. Thanks for the guns, Blueberry. Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm going to continue on with this round, but I'll kind of give the same spiel as I usually do, and I'm going to hop into a channel trailer one more time. So the channel is Chasing Geekdom. Normally, again, I want that. I'm out in the world covering comic conventions and theme park stuff, race events. The Star Wars Half Marathon, which I should have been running this year. But since the world is broken, I'm here doing this, playing these games, talking about those same things, just with the game in the background instead of like Disneyland or Disney World or Comic-Con or whatever. But I'll be back in a moment. just a little short 1.5 minute trailer on what I'm usually up to when the world is open. And there it is. That's what I'm usually doing. But right now, I'm doing this. So, yeah, chasinggeekdom.com. All of the social medias, so Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is where these will end up living. Let's go back that way. And playlist there, since they end up, dying here on Twitch. They live on YouTube, so you can go back and check out the rest of them if you are so inclined. But yeah, hang out Twitter. I haven't done the Discord thing yet, just because it seems like a whole thing. I've joined a few from streamers that I watch, just 2 so far, and I love this gun. Yay. But yeah, I already have connection type things in place like Twitter and that kind of thing, so I don't know about building out yet another. I suppose someday, years down the line, if there is a large enough community that would want to do something like that. But if you're looking for a channel, aside from mine, obviously, to follow, Shannon is live, and on Twitch it's the actress Shannon Woodward. She was in Westworld, and how am I not getting them? You? Oh, robot. Thank you. Now I can go mow down your friends. This thing. This is amazing. Are there any more? Yeah, so anyway, Twitter. But hang out. Shannon is live. Shannon Woodward is the actress's name on Twitch. She's got just a really great community. So I'll be in that. I'm in that Discord sometimes because it's just such a little positive corner of the internet. Ah! They got my number, didn't they? Here we go. Someone hit him with a boogie bomb. Who was that? Who are they shooting at? Entourage is hooking it up, aren't they? Yeah, so that's a good one to follow. Good little community to join, I would say. It's hard to find positive corners of the internet, and that's a good one. So I would definitely recommend that. A lot of good people over there. I need to get some health on, don't I? I will be back probably this weekend. I was going to take a longer little break from all of this, but I decided it was a couple days. I took off. I streamed, took a couple days, and then basically waited till I missed it. There we go. That's better. Yeah, you're not gonna hack my droids. Those are my droids, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah, back. Yeah, mostly Twitter though. I like to live stream stuff. Or live tweet stuff. Man, I am fading. 7 left. Nice amount of health. That's good. I will probably end up switching up the games and stuff just because, as I mentioned, this season of Fortnite's a little too uneven as far as competitively because of this super overpowered, super doom stuff, and they're only going to introduce more, and just, I don't know, something about it doesn't sit right. I will continue when I do play my pastime of taking out the player that has them, taking them, not using them. And I'm going to try, I have a goal, is taking them and then, where's that? And then stashing them somewhere, like throwing them into the ocean or something, so that whoever takes me out potentially won't then have them to win the round. Hopefully, though, they'll be made a little less powerful soon. I think favorite scene from that film, though, Scott Pilgrim, is going to be, and it's similar to me to the in The Dark Knight, the scene with the Joker, Batman. It's this huge IMAX crazy like action film, and then they strip everything down, and it's just a scene with Batman and Joker that land on the trees or something. There you are. Let me guess, this is the person with idiotic doom hands. Crap. Ah, that was fair. Oof, they were all using that scoped one. Okay, so he had a better beat on me there. Yeah, so favorite scene from that film before I close this out was, so you know how they stripped that Dark Knight down and then they have this scene where it's just them in that interrogation room, just Batman and Joker, so no effects, no whatever, just like two humans talking, even though they're in those outfits. But there's that scene in Scott Pilgrim where after the show with Clash at Demon Head, Envy's band, and they have them come backstage, and so it's just Scott and Ramona, and then Envy Todd, and so basically both sides of this scenario, this soon-to-be battle, and it's just like all these battles are going on, and then suddenly it's just two groups of people sitting across from each other on couches, and it's just this the tension there, and the back and forth was just perfect. Just the tension was just so palpable. I love that scene. But anyways, again, yeah, Chasing Kingdom, all the things .com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the places. I'll be on Twitter a little bit this weekend, live tweeting the. I did already the first 2 episodes of the season 2 of Boys. I'm gonna do episode 3. What time is it? Tonight. Yeah. I'll go back through them again over the weekend. So if you're around and you're watching that show this weekend, because they dropped the first 3 episodes only, yeah, hit me up on Twitter because I'll be interested to talk about them there. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time.